Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Welcome to Ticket Weeknights.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in to Ticket Weeknights, a short mini Ticket Weeknights, just filling here. We got one match that's currently in the second period and one more after that with Husker Wrestling. We will have the post-match show, that one starting up. As soon as it hits 0, we'll figure out who is wrestling in that one. I know they had an AJ Ferrari or Cade Ziola, but currently it is 9-22. You got some news on that, DP? I see you grabbing the mic.
Yeah, the story has changed several times. AJ's got his headgear on, so that would kind of tell me that he probably intends to wrestle.
Yeah, he does. They're just putting him on TV right now. He looks like he's ready to go. I mean, AJ Ferrari,
mouthpiece,
to be honest, usually looks like he's ready to go at any given moment. But we'll wait and see.
That's called Tuesday morning. I'm pretty sure that he was ready for that then. But yeah, interesting night in Big Ten wrestling so far, and there's one more match to go. Indiana and Illinois to follow the Huskers and Penn State.
Well, you had some breaking news, because I don't want to spoil too much of what we're going to talk about coming up here, but at the same time this match was going on, Minnesota and Iowa.
Big Ten, this was kind of the interesting thing that, sometimes you can put all your eggs in one basket. And if you commit everything, and Nebraska was the inverse. Iowa had a great performance against Nebraska on Friday night here in Lincoln. And then at home, they take a loss to Minnesota tonight. A team that
we handled pretty
Nebraska handled, and Ohio State shut out. And it's just weird.
Momentum
right?
does that, though. I mean, you kind of felt that a little bit after Brock Hardy.
Well, matchups matter.
Yeah.
It's kind of the thing that we talk about along the way, and how with wrestling, especially in back-to-back, like back-to-back gives you a better idea about what happens in the tournament. And all of the work now is to get ready for the Big Ten tournament and the national tournament. One, you need to get qualified to get there and get a seed. The idea is that getting a higher seed gives you a couple of easier rounds to get to. If you want to get to the blood round, then if you're the top seed, you're going to face somebody that you should be able to get the first 2 rounds, and then you're in All-America status, and you're in the blood round, and
we've talked about those blood rounds.
Yeah, you're fresh. But the way it appears, the blood round is going to be a lot of Big Ten wrestlers who are familiar with each other, and then it's just a matter of how did you get there? Did you wrestle back into it? Did you coast into it and get a chance to recover and do what you're going to do? But we're finding out more about the Big Ten wrestlers along the way. That Nebraska getting 3 wins tonight at Penn State, pretty cool.
Handed Duke his first loss as well. I don't know. I know us locally, biased here, really like the Antrell Taylor's odds. Another overtime win as well. I mean, he's been a menace. And
figuring out how to win those matches. Being smart, he kept pointing to his brain like, hey, this is one I was thoughtful in this. This was on purpose. And then figuring how you're going to win. Again, you're past the point of beauty points. You're not trying to win pretty. You're trying to win. and going in the Big Ten tournament, you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care.
10 straight's 10 straight.
Right.
Regardless of what that score was.
Right. Like to get through in the Big Ten, winning those 4 matches, big deal.
Especially with the competition.
Big deal. Big deal. And then it's matchups and how you feel and what your weight cut is. And that on those things, you have to make weight cuts every day. So you never get that whole boost that you normally get after a duel where you can go and recover and eat and then lose the weight. No, you have to. I mean, I think you get to, Ridge says you get to gain a pound per day.
That's crazy.
Whew.
That's a long time to be doing that.
Yeah, bro. I told you, sitting in the room with them at Big Tens, it was eye-opening for me. Here's what I know to be true. So when I go this year, and if they give me that kind of access, and I would imagine that they would, because they would want.
Well, you're only one that showed up last year.
Well, but to get that sort of exposure, like I literally, especially the Big Tens, I tiptoed around the team. I didn't want to intrude, and I didn't want to step on toes. I didn't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I wanted to respect the team, the camaraderie, the chemistry, the process, whatever the normal process is.
Yeah, because that's fair. It was working for him, so that makes total sense. Like,
well you want to get out of the way,
observe and watch.
Get out of the way. Yeah. I would walk. So they had the Aux gym, so across from the main gym. Then you walk across kind of a tunnel or a walkway into the Aux gym, and in the Aux gym there was 4 mats spread out, for people to just work out. Along the walls there were 12 tents, how many ever teams there were, because you think USC, Oregon,
what do they cut,
UCLA 6? Don't have wrestling.
Well, they don't. And do they cut? Because there's a cutoff too, right? It's not just everybody, or is it everybody in Big Ten?
Well, because
you got some programs that don't have a wrestling team,
right? So USC, Oregon, UCLA don't have it. There's somebody else. There's one other.
Does Washington have one?
Washington. So 14 teams. I think all weight classes are open, and you get to go in and do your thing. On
a quick side note, we do have AJ Ferrari going there. So
yeah. I mean, this was it was funny that AJ asked, because he asked, he was going to do Wednesday night, and and again, the guys, he is who he is.
I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
But then in the conversation, I'm like, well, why don't we do it this weekend after Penn State? Like, I don't want you to say anything that gets you in trouble. I don't want you to. That's not what I'm trying to do. Let you kind of marinate in what you're doing and focus on it. And for a guy that new to the weight class with 4, top 10 wins, bravo.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting it done, and you root for him. But if you can get through on the road at Penn State with 4 out of 10 wins, there's a lot to work. And two battles where it
could have gone the other way.
It could have gone the other way. You take the lessons and you move through, right, to figure out what this is. And then Big Tens will be at Penn State and Nationals at Cleveland. So I'm trying to figure out, from
Cleveland for the Nationals.
Cleveland for Nationals. Cleveland. You'll be in the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. You're in the big building. Interesting. Well, I would think that maybe it's Ohio State's year to host.
I don't know. That's why I kind of paused.
I would
was
think
trying to think why.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they bid for it.
Yeah.
And you're not totally beholden to it. I don't know what's the closest university to Cleveland.
You're probably looking at Ohio State.
right? I would imagine that middle of the country.
Yeah.
It was in Philadelphia last year, which seemed like a home match for all Penn State wrestlers, but everybody showed up. I was truly amazed at the diversity of the crowd and how many folks, the wrestling schools show up for these things, like the wrestling school. So in the Big Ten, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, they show up. In the Big Ten, to say, of course, Penn State because the location.
Yeah, we saw the Hawkeyes
Iowa was probably second most represented. Ohio State, Michigan, Nebraska, kind of all tied into that. And again, a lot of the conversation was just based on Nebraska. Like, oh, man, that was a great first day. Like kind of surprised. And then, that's
a good second day.
Really good second day. And then 2 national champions
back to back.
And again, almost a third.
Yeah.
And I really we need to have Brock back on to talk about how close we were to having 3 national champions.
Yeah, I need to get Ridge on that. Let's get into Mr. Brock's
heart. Yeah.
Especially after what he just did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brock's a vet.
He is.
And people kind of go through the different phases with him. I would imagine that he was disappointed in his performance against Ohio State. He got his 100th win Friday night and then couldn't get it done. But then I think a big part of it is for all of this stuff, right? That Brock has the opportunity. I mean, literally a bad meal that morning. And that, in the championship phase, that's the only fight. That's the only bout you're going to have that day.
Yep.
And everybody else is wrestling before you in the early session for All-America status and seedings and that sort of thing. And then the championships later in the evening. And then they do the whole, they change the building because day 1 and 2, it's four mats, or 8 mats. I forget what it was.
They put it on an elevated stage, right? I hope.
Well, for the finals, they elevated.
Yeah. Okay.
For the finals, they elevated. And they do the full intro and walkout. It's kind of cool.
That's one thing that wrestling, UFC, boxing, some of these sports have the best walkouts.
They did it, and at the Nationals, oddly enough, I remember more about the Nationals than I do Big Ten, and there could be a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
But to go through, I just remember at Nationals, because it was a national event, it was NCAA, not Big Ten, and so the NCAA was real particular about where you were and how you engaged. And the media room was directly across from one of the entrances. So there were 4 entrances, 4 portals that would kind of feed the arena. And there was one that just close to the media room. And I was just watching people go back and forth. I mean, you're watching wrestlers go back and forth. You're watching coaches, you're watching media.
And the best of the best at that point.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're there and you're really just trying to, like, they had some podiums that were set up for post-match.
Mm-hmm.
And of course you couldn't be everywhere at the same time. So I would just post up at this one, and whoever came to this one, that's who I got.
My guy, yeah.
Right. That's who I got. And then the media room where certain winners, especially day 1 and day 2, would go in and do the pool. And then I kind of figured out what was happening. Mind you, the first day, you're not real sure what the story is going to be. Like you can't, again, couldn't possibly have known what the story was going to be for the national championships. There's no way possible to know.
No.
Yeah, I probably should hang out here and capture as much with Coach Manning and Antrell and Brock, and I'm just talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And then the beautiful thing was in the middle in the middle area and in the corridor outside of it. And this is where, whoever's next, they're, getting loose and, going through their stuff, and you really just want to stay away. Like, you just like, please don't, like, Derek, don't get in the way. Just don't. But yeah, Coach Manning and his personality, he comes up and, he's Coach Manning. Hey.
That is how he talks too.
What do you think there, TP? How's it look? And it's pretty, and I'm like, okay, so you know what? You're standing here, so let's turn the phone on. And so we do a stand-up. It's just me and him. And he, message to Husker Nation. He does it. And it was really cool because I don't know many coaches, no matter the sport, no matter the space, that in a national championship environment is willing to stop, pause, and have a conversation with you.
Fair, yeah.
Right? How many competitors just walking by, and just go, "Oh, DP, what's up, man?" And you go, "Yeah, okay. Let's do this."
Tell you what, as we got to go to break here, because this one's only got about, we'll see, essentially a minute left unless it goes into overtime between AJ Ferrari. But I mean, that's why it's really easy to root for this program. Like you and me and a lot of us that work here at the Ticket, and shout out to the fans that come in here and meet these guys.
Yep.
Once you start talking, it is the easiest group of guys to go root for.
One, because they work so hard.
Yeah, there's that part.
They work so hard. And they're willing to tell the story. Right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take the break and get it all set up for the post match when we come back to the Ticket.
And also, Ridge Leva will be joining us. Don't want to leave that out of the mix. So don't go anywhere. Like DP said, we'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing.